The results in Pennsylvania, no matter how they turn out, should worry Republicans when looking ahead to the midterm elections. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Guy Benson over at townhall.com actually has a really good article. His piece entitled, "The GOP's Apparent Loss in Pennsylvania 18th. Special election is an unspinnable warning sign." He goes into a few things that all led to this, that are all warning signs. One being that the GOP should be worried about what's going to happen in November. Multiple factors at play. Benson writes, history cuts against the president's party in midterm elections in general, which can't be ignored, and he's right on that. The president's low approval ratings, right in the 40s, if you believe the polls, they're in their 40s. And let's not forget that the Democrats are turning out to vote. The Democrats are much more enthusiastic than the Republicans. You look at this district, the Pennsylvania 18th, it is a pretty big Republican district, even though Pennsylvania is a swing state overall. You look at President Trump, he won that district by 20 percentage points just a couple of years ago. So if you're a Republican going into the midterm elections, this has to be a big warning sign. Now, there's going to be a recount on this vote, and we'll see what happens. But no matter what, Republicans should be worried when you're going from winning a district by around 20 percentage points to either barely losing or barely winning. That is a great big red flag going into the November elections. So what exactly can Republicans do to stop the blue wave from crashing over them in the midterm elections? Well, there are a couple of things I think that we need to have a little bit of perspective on, and Guy Benson does bring up one of those, which is history is not on the side of the Republicans in the midterm elections, and here's why. President Trump is a Republican, and he's sitting in the White House. Normally, whichever party controls the White House, they do lose seats in the House in the midterm elections. It's what happens. It's part of history, and it's really hard to turn that around. But there are things that I believe Republicans can do to sell their message and to stop a blue wave from taking over the House, basically, and losing control of the House. And one of those is they've got to be much better at public relations. The Republicans have to get out and sell the message of tax cuts and of a strong and getting stronger economy, which is what we're seeing. A lot more people are seeing more money in their pockets. People feel good about the economy. They may not like Donald Trump, but they like the economy right now, and that's something that independents like. They like the economy. They like the way things are going. Everybody should like record low unemployment, or at least lower unemployment than what we have seen in the past 8 years. People should also like the fact that tax cuts are putting more money in the pockets of individuals across the United States. Republicans actually have a good message to sell, but Republicans have really been doing a bad job at selling that message. Another message that Republicans can sell, and I don't think that I'm overstating this too much, is that Democrats want to raise taxes. Democrats want to ban guns. Now, yes, you may feel as though as long as Trump is in the White House, everything is okay. But you never know. Trump likes to cut deals, and also, well, Trump's in there for at least a couple of more years. But what happens if this trend continues and a Democrat is elected in 2020? It's something that Republicans, elected officials, have to think about, and it's something that Republican voters have to think about. I would encourage all lawmakers and Republican activists to start pounding the ground and start getting Republican voters ready to vote. The Democrats have already fired up their base. They're fired up about hating Donald Trump. They're fired up about gun laws in this country. They're fired up about anything having to do with the White House. It's time that Republicans, lawmakers, and activists get Republican voters fired up as well. I think there are too many Republican voters who just think, hey, everything's going to be okay. We'll be all right. We don't need to get fired up to go and vote. And I think that's the wrong way of looking at it. There are a lot of warning signs here for the Republicans going into the midterm elections, and it's something that should worry all the Republicans, even in safe districts. You look at what happened here in Texas. No, there was no blue wave that crushed over the state of Texas, but Democrats were enthusiastic and they got out and voted, and they got out and voted in larger numbers than in previous midterm elections. That should worry Republicans. They're not, Democrats aren't going to take over Texas in 2018 or in 2020, but their numbers are rising, and the enthusiasm level for Democrats continues to rise. As for Republicans are kind of happy the way things are. Republicans are kind of sitting on their hands right now, it seems to me. So Republicans, get out there, vote, and don't take for granted what we have going right now. I know it's, Republicans aren't getting everything through that they want to get through, but still, you need to be enthusiastic, and you need to get your other Republican friends out there to vote, or otherwise you will have the Democrats who take over the House, and they will do everything they can to impeach Donald Trump. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Have a great day.